You are trying to guard 100 digital doors all by yourself. That exhausting vigil is quietly draining your relationship while the apps they use update faster than you can check them. The standard advice tells you to lock down the router and monitor every keystroke, but that actually pushes their online life into the shadows. By the end of this, you will know how to build a coordinated support network around your child that keeps them safe without you being the bad guy every day. Think about what a typical Friday evening looks like in most houses right now. Your child is on the couch, completely absorbed in a screen, and you are hovering somewhere nearby, feeling a low-grade hum of anxiety. You are checking the time, wondering what they are watching, debating whether to ask them to put it away, and mentally calculating how much battery life is left. You are doing the work of a security guard, a therapist, a tech support agent, and a parent, all at the exact same time. It is completely unsustainable, and it is the exact reason why so many of us feel like we are failing at this digital parenting thing. But that is only part of the story. The real issue is not that you are not trying hard enough. The real issue is that you are trying to do it entirely alone. We have bought into this cultural myth that keeping our kids safe online is a solo mission, a private family burden that we have to carry in silence. We treat every screen time battle like it is just between us and our child, which turns every minor disagreement into a massive power struggle. Now here is where it gets interesting. What if you stopped trying to be the sole guardian of your child's digital life and started acting more like a coordinator? Imagine building a small, intentional circle of trusted adults and, crucially, including your child in that circle to share the load of navigating the digital world. This is not about outsourcing your parenting to a software app or handing the keys over to a school program. It is about creating a unified, coordinated support network where everyone knows their role, the expectations are clear, and your child actually feels supported rather than surveilled. Picture this. Instead of you and your 10-year-old arguing over a video game, you have a pre-agreed framework that was discussed calmly on a Tuesday afternoon. When the time limit is up, you do not have to be the bad guy. You just point to the framework that your child actually helped design. And this one small shift changes everything. It moves you from being the enforcer to being the facilitator. The part most parents miss comes later, when they realize the most important member of this support network is the child themselves. We usually design digital safety rules in a vacuum, handing them down from on high like a dictator. But when you bring your child into the planning process, their entire posture changes. Think about what would happen if you sat down with your teenager and said, "I know I do not understand half the apps you use, and I need your help to understand what the actual risks are so we can figure out a plan together." You would be shocked at how quickly their defensiveness drops. They want to be trusted. They want to be treated like the experts of their own social lives. When you give them a seat at the table, they stop fighting the rules and start owning them. But there was one real problem when families first tried to build this kind of circle. They assumed that just talking about it once would fix everything. They would have a big, emotional conversation, write down a bunch of rules, stick them on the fridge, and then wonder why the whole thing fell apart 2 weeks later. What happened next surprised even me. The families that actually succeeded were the ones who realized that this network requires maintenance, regular check-ins, and a lot of grace. If you want calmer, more confident parenting in a screen-filled world, sticking around is probably the simplest way to stay one step ahead of what your kids are facing. Let us talk about how to actually set this up in your home without it feeling like a corporate board meeting. You do not need a presentation or a formal agenda. You just need a kitchen table, some food that your kids actually like, and a willingness to admit that the old way was not working. Start by clearing the space. Put the phones in another room. Order a pizza. Keep the stakes incredibly low. Open the conversation by taking ownership of the past. Tell them that you realize you have been hovering too much or reacting too quickly, and that you want to try a new approach. Then, ask them the most powerful question you can ask in digital parenting. What is working for you right now, and what is frustrating you about our screen rules? Let them talk. Do not interrupt. Do not defend your previous choices. Just listen. You will probably hear things that sting, like feeling like you do not trust them or feeling like the rules are arbitrary. Let it land. Once they have vented, you pivot to building the new framework together. Ask them what they think a fair daily limit looks like. Ask them which apps they feel are safe and which ones make them feel anxious or drained. You will be amazed at their self-awareness when they are not feeling attacked. Together, you draft a simple, one-page agreement. It should cover the non-negotiables, like no screens in the bedroom at night, and the flexible areas, like how much gaming time they get on the weekend. The magic is not in the specific rules. The magic is that they helped write them. Now, a home framework is a beautiful start, but it is only half of the network. The digital world does not stop at your front door, and neither should your support system. This is where you expand the circle to include the other adults in your child's life. Think about the well-meaning grandparents who think giving a 7-year-old an old smartphone is a fun surprise. Think about the aunt who lets them watch unrestricted YouTube in the back of the car. Think about the teachers who are seeing the fallout of digital drama in the classroom. You cannot coordinate digital safety if the messaging is wildly different in every environment your child enters. You have to bring these people into the loop, but you have to do it without sounding paranoid or controlling. When you talk to the school, do not frame it as a demand. Frame it as a partnership. Reach out to the teacher or the counselor and say that you are working on building a consistent digital well-being plan at home, and you would love to know what they are seeing in the classroom so you can reinforce those same values. Most educators are drowning in tech issues and will be incredibly relieved that a parent is proactively asking for alignment rather than waiting for a crisis to happen. If you are struggling to get your family aligned on these digital boundaries, I put together a free sample chapter of my Parenting in the Digital Age Guide. It is linked right below in the description. It walks you through the exact conversation starters to use when the Wi-Fi rules feel like a battleground, helping you get the whole family on the same page without the usual tears and frustration. When it comes to extended family, the approach needs to be a little more direct, but still deeply respectful. Instead of telling your parents what they are doing wrong, explain the specific developmental reason behind your boundary. Say something like, "I know you love giving Leo your old phone to play with, but his brain is still developing the ability to self-regulate, and the unfiltered internet is overwhelming his nervous system right now. Can we agree that when he is at your house, he only uses the family tablet with the parental controls we set up?" When you frame it around brain development and emotional regulation rather than just arbitrary rules, it is much harder for well-meaning relatives to push back. But even with a perfect framework and a fully aligned support network, things will still go wrong. Your child will click a link they should not have. They will spend 3 hours on a game they promised they would only play for 30 minutes. They will say something unkind in a group chat. This is the ultimate test of your coordinated network. The solo parent reacts with panic and punishment. They snatch the device away, yell about trust, and ground the child for a month. The child learns to hide their mistakes better next time. The coordinated parent takes a deep breath, consults the framework, and uses the slip-up as data. They sit down with the child and ask, "What happened here? What were you feeling right before you made that choice? How can we adjust our plans so this does not happen again?" This is the difference between raising a child who is just compliant when you are watching and raising a child who has actual internal resilience. When your child knows that a mistake will be met with curiosity and problem-solving rather than explosive anger, they will actually come to you when they mess up. And in the digital world, that is the ultimate goal. You want them to bring you the scary stuff before it gets out of hand. There is one more layer to this support network that almost no one talks about, and it is an absolute game changer. I call it the digital mentor. Sometimes, the best person to guide your child through the complexities of online life is not you, and it is not a teacher. It is an older teenager or a young adult who has already survived the awkwardness of middle school social media and lived to tell the tale. Think about what would happen if you could connect your child with a trusted 19-year-old cousin or a neighbor who is home from college and just ask them to be a sounding board. Sometimes kids just need to ask, "Is it normal that this influencer makes me feel ugly about my body?" Or "How do I get out of a group chat where everyone is being mean?" without feeling like they are disappointing their parents. A digital mentor provides a safe, low-stakes space for them to process the weird, messy reality of growing up online. You do not have to manage this relationship closely. Just facilitate the introduction and let them build their own connection. As you build out this network, you will start to notice a profound shift in your own nervous system. The constant, buzzing anxiety about what your child is doing online will begin to quiet down. You will realize that you do not have to know every single app, every single trend, or every single slang word. You just have to know your child, and you have to know that you have a team around you to help catch them when they fall. You are trading the impossible burden of total control for the very real power of deep connection. You are teaching your child that they are not alone in navigating this incredibly complex world, and that there is a whole village of people who care about their well-being, both online and offline. What is the one digital boundary that actually works in your home? Let me know in the comments. I read every single one, and your experience might be exactly what another parent scrolling through needs to hear today. Ultimately, the goal of this coordinated approach is not to create a perfectly sterile digital environment. That is impossible, and frankly, it would not prepare them for the real world. The goal is to build a safety net that is so strong, so wide, and so deeply rooted in trust that when they inevitably encounter the dark, confusing, or overwhelming parts of the internet, their first instinct is not to hide it from you, but to turn around and bring it back to the team. That is how we raise kids who do not just survive the digital age, but actually thrive in